Zabadoo, zabadoo, what a do, bitch. Hey, well, I was initially recording this, and then I realized I fucked up about halfway through it, so we're now in the second round. But the second round should be good. I like how I went definitely disturbingly growlish when I did that. I can't believe it. So, the screen didn't even pop up correctly is what happened. But now everything should be good. Should be alright. There should be no nonsense. Or any bullshit, for that matter. You feel me? Anyway, well, I gotta do this all over again. And it's sad, because I ate up all, like, my wheat thins. Now I only have, like, a few handfuls left. Yeah, those are my wheat thins. Yeah, but I hope, I meant to, like, disturb and traumatize everybody. So so this is merited. Just saying. Anyway, so y'all deserve of nonsense and just absurdities. Besides, I have the adult's juice. If you catch my meanings, good sir. Anyway, luckily I didn't like exit out of nothing, because I realized pretty quick that it was a little bit of bullshit. But at least there's less like banter, I guess you could say. I know people like to just cut right to the chase, and for this one, they're going to just kind of cut to the chase. And besides, I don't really have anyone to banter with. It's kind of a little awkward bantering by yourself anyway. I mean, it's kind of weird ranting about random shit by yourself in a room anyway. So, I guess there is that. But whatever. Hey, at least my points get out and they are being heard by some people. You know what I'm saying? So. Oh, man, the weed loading process got a little messy for a second. No. It went on my desk, so thus I must clean up my desk. How dare you, you son of a bitch. How dare you. Alright, there we go. Anyway. You know, there was a little pooch that was just hanging out on my bed earlier, just kind of sleeping. And I was just like, oh, is he gonna hang out with me? Be my, like, little support dog in case I, like, get too triggered. Because I don't know if anyone watches my streams and stuff, but Bear is one of our dogs, and occasionally will kind of seek attention because he's an attention whore. And he'll just kind of sit and, like, near you until you acknowledge him, and then he just kind of stares at you. And then he'll kind of want some attention. Like, he'll just kind of stare at you nonstop until then. But he's funny. He's a goofball. He's sweet, though. He's a sweet little pooch. Now I'm hearing him. I'm hearing him go off. I don't know if anyone is, but I can hear him. Shut up, you little fuck. I was just complimenting you. Now it's not working out. Whatever. Anyway, cutting the batch on that one, I say. Let's kind of get right into the news, I reckon. Want to make sure I got the right tab up. I do. Oh my god, hold up. Okay. I think responding in a very primal sound worked. I just went like that, and he shut up. So that worked. Anyway. I can't believe that worked. Anyway, so alright. I think this Smith & Ford is working out for me pretty well. Anyway, homelessness rises 12% in Los Angeles County study finds. Oh, ain't this a beaut? Yeah, so, you know, I don't even really think it's merited to go into any of this. I just kind of brought this up to really just kind of talk about some serious points here. Because it goes without saying, this country has a fucking homeless crisis. And on top of that, it has a mental health crisis. We got people who, like, our mental, how we treat mental health is, like, practically subpar. We don't consider a lot of treatment for mental illness and mental disabilities. Listen, I'm not even trying to get into the weaves and details of it. Like, oh, is non-binary trans, like some sort of, condition? It's like, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people with, like, schizophrenia or manic depressives or bipolar or whatever. This is what we meant by mental illness. So when we got a lot of people who are unable mentally or cognitively are able to keep themselves independent and have to be dependent on caretakers, they're unable to take care of themselves. It's not their fault that they're out on the streets. And that's just one major factor. And this ad needs to get the fuck out of here. So fuck off, ad. How about that, bitch? Anyway, oh god, there's another one. Oh god, there's another. Oh, that's a story. Never mind. I'll undo that one. Anyway, so to get distracting, but like, look at this kid. This kid's fucking homeless. You could tell, and it's pretty evident. And this is Los Angeles, but guess what? For a second, I couldn't differentiate if this is Portland or Los Angeles. I mean, you want to know why? Because I pulled some pictures of Portland too, and by the way, James Woods, as much as I hate this stupid fuck, you're not wrong. Fuck you, James Woods. Anyway, I thought I had more pictures, but I guess I don't. Oh, yeah, I do, right here. Yeah, so I actually know what this is. This is off Cooch Street. You can actually kind of see the street right there. But I'm pretty sure this is like, pretty sure this is either 3rd in Cooch or 2nd Avenue in Cooch. I can't tell exactly, but I've been through here, and yeah, this is how Portland is on a daily fucking basis. So we have a homeless crisis, we have a housing crisis, we have a mental health crisis, and what are what are any of these cities doing? I was, when looking this up, I was looking up on articles of like, oh, they're investing a lot of money to try to deal with this problem, yet it continues to rise. It's like, maybe we're looking at different issues. Maybe there's different factors as to why there's people who are fucking homeless. And while I was at it, I looked this up to see what, the whole country's feeling. And it looks like, I don't know, all these heavily dense populated regions. Oh, Texas ain't out of it, or Florida ain't either, by the way. So Republican leaning states have also seen increases. And also, this is the increase of what it's already been happening as well. So this, like, well, it even says for each state right here. So let's look at my own. Let's look at where you are. There you are, you motherfucker. Let's read up on you. About 1,500. And over 1,000 of them are and most of these people, at least 10,000 of them are in Portland, right there, my home. And yeah, whatever. And the thing is, it's not just Oregon that's suffering this. Look at the whole country, besides maybe some parts of the Midwest here, and maybe this little corner, little me over here. It looks as if maybe this whole country is feeling a serious ramification over a serious crisis over our towns and all these little. You know what? A lot of these homeless people migrate too, by the way. So all these stats of all these people who are homeless, I guarantee you, some of these people who are homeless here used to live out in these places, and people who are homeless here probably lived off around here and maybe there. Because there's probably not any policy, and plus it's probably just hospitable in places like New Mexico. So to go to places like in Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, to go here and here, like over there. Miami, Orlando for Florida. People around this belt around Florida will just go right in there. Same thing around these other countries. Not countries, states. So you got all, and not just on top of that, but people who are already low income and impoverished, and then they become homeless because they get because their communities get gentrified in a very negative fashion, where they essentially just lose, essentially like lose their home and get evicted because it doesn't look clean. Oh, looks like I could change the stats here too. Here's 2010. It seems some states over the course were able to get some decreases and some were increased. So it varies. And actually, it looked like it kind of made a slight decrease in California. But like I said, look, from 2017, Oregon and Washington went up. Seems like some of those numbers migrated up, and maybe over here too. There's always potential. Yeah. I'm trying to see about the Nevada numbers. They're not changing on me, right? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, even Nevada, too, migrates out, probably. So, yeah. I mean, and besides, and especially around the West Coast, it's a little easier to live out. However, in places like in metropolitan areas, especially in the winters, in like California, Oregon, and Washington, it gets cold. It gets severe. And the problem is, these people are just, the worst part of it is, these people are just getting fucking forgotten. Hey, fuck off, James Woods. I'm done with you. But, and what? Yeah, I mean, it's basically be like, oh, we should just throw them out and just, erase them from society. Like, that's going to do anything? Like, look at this. I don't know exactly which freeway this is under specifically. Maybe Broadway, Burnside. And this is exactly where they're pretty much, being plopped at. Random little places on the freeways where no one gets to see them or barely gets a chance to see them because, we're just going to erase them off of our existence. They're the devalued, the unvalued. This is a fucking crisis in the country, and no one seems to be taking it seriously. Nobody. Fucking nobody. No, I don't see many politicians out there, maybe besides like Gabbard, Bernie, or who, maybe a few others that I can kind of think of, and even then, that's a maybe. Besides like a couple of people, no one's saying a goddamn thing about this. Not one motherfucker. And we're supposed to just like, how we're going to deal with this situation. How about we stop pondering how do we deal with it and actually fucking find solutions and look at the issues at hand about this? Because a lot of these people are mentally ill. Whether, it gets developed over time or they're genetically disposed regardless, and it's just the circumstances that they have. And maybe they take bad paths and take drugs or whatever, and it ends up controlling their lives essentially in a way where they have to be super dependent, and then it just ruins them. This is why we need public rehabilitation. This is why we need public housing initiatives. This is why these type of programs actually are beneficial. That's why they're that. But that's why they're beneficial. Because this is what you're seeing. It's just the fall of a country. You're seeing it crumble right before you. I mean, if this isn't proof, I don't know what is. Especially a 12% increase last year in LA County alone. What the fuck? Like, what are we supposed to get from that? Oh, the economy's doing great. There's jobs being... Give me a fucking break. And what do you know? Oh, you know what? Hey, look at this. I just realized this since this 24-hour live stream. While we're still on this issue. While we're still on it, right? Here we go. Boom. Oh. Wow. They cleaned it up. So, this is a live stream in Washington, Everett, Washington. 36 and Smith. This is the first time I've seen it empty since I've been watching this since like October. A homeless encampment on a sidewalk that's guess has gotten erased because people complained about it too much, and well, no more. So, yeah, I mean, this is where, well, what used to be a homeless camp. I'm actually surprised it's not there anymore. But there's one camera here, and I think there's one on the other corner over here. But they would watch over this whole little area just because there would be a lot of homeless, but looks like they're gone now. I guess I was going to use it to prove a point, but it didn't work out. Oh, wow, it's even during daytime here. Let's see what's going on. Anything going? Nope. Yep, it's just been dead there. It's been dead as of recent. Oh, there's a dude right there. Anyway. Well, next story, shall we? Next story here, but before we do, let's pop back up. Man, I kind of want to go off more about this, but I mean, how fucking angry can I really get about this? Like, I mean, because honestly, like, what would it do? Rile me up? Yeah. It fucking does. It really does. I mean, it's meant, like, I don't know, you know, like, there's a fucking sense of just desensitizement because, I mean, I live in an area that's full of this, full of homeless, and just you know, like, it's really easy to be like, this is disgusting and I want them removed because, like, the Springwater Corridor, it's not too far away from me. And me and my friends hang out there pretty frequently, actually. And there's, if you go off the main trails, you're pretty much guaranteed to find a homeless camp. And with that, oh my, like, some camps will be so utterly trashed out. Needles, fucking random bits of clothing, paper, plastics, jugs, parts from bikes and scrap and shit. And just everywhere. And an environment's destroyed on top of that, the local environment. And for me, it's really easy to be like, whoever did this should also be imprisoned, but what the fuck does that actually do? It's what? It deals with one person who did some mass, like, littering or minor environmental destruction to the local trails and corridors and natural reserves. Like, sure, but what does it do for them when they're out and free again? Does it help them get out of being homeless? No, it doesn't. And that's the core problem right there. How to actually deal with treating these people. Because that's what the fuck they need, is treatment and help. Like, I mean, like I said, I could go on forever. I mean, I really could. Seriously, I really could. I can spend this whole IGNARIST take talking about this fucking one topic the entire time. But because I want to just get to other stories, I really don't want to, but fuck, like, this really means, you know, this is like something that really has like a different impact to me, you know, because it's something I see every goddamn fucking day, every day. And sometimes, like, you know, I don't know, like, it's, you know, I just, like, see the, you know, everybody, even, like, people who are well off, and I just see people. But then I look down at these people, and it's just like, you know, like, on one hand, I want to try to help them, you know, but, you know, what the fuck can I do? And you know what? I'm, like, you know, not doing too well myself either, you know, on a lot of these stances. And so it's not something that like one person can do and try to help off in a situation. This is a collective effort. This is why I talk about public housing, because this isn't something that, oh, well, you just got put about this because that line of bullshit has not worked, and it ain't gonna work on me, and it can't work on these people, and that's why I advocate for it so much, and that's why I advocate for even career counselorships and just counselorships in general that are free for public access for people, because, like, you know, for like some people just generally need fucking help trying to figure out their role in life, you know, because they themselves just can't decide, they don't know, and that ends up being their downfall, and that's why there needs to be people there to help them out. Some people just need that. Some people don't. I don't need it, not that much. I do a little bit. But I think that's because the point is everybody needs a little bit of help now and again. Every now and then, we all do. Whether it be like food stamps or whether it be like, hey, like I need a fucking get a car, but I can't. Well, there's Ubers and shit. You know, that's people pitching it, literally loaning off their vehicle for a job and let strangers ride in it. Like, Uber doesn't have to structure themselves like that, but they did. They could have had, like, their own set of vehicles, like, be like a taxi company in a way, and they have, like, you know, standard company vehicles, but they didn't. It's you know, their employees, the drivers, it's their vehicles. And they don't have to structure it that way. I'm just making an example of that. But, you know, same point applies. You know, even, like, let's take an example of drug addiction. For some people, they have the will and, you know, and the capabilities to overcome addiction by themselves. But most people, they need rehabilitation. They need help. They need third-party people to step in to help them out. And when they're on the streets, where is it? Where is that third party to come in and scoop them up and treat them and help them and get them back into society, to get their opportunities back again, and to actually use their potentials and use it to some extent back into society and participate in that again, instead of be just forgotten about, and then society itself washes you away because in its current state right now, whether society indirectly or directly is doing so, it doesn't give a fuck about you anymore if you're homeless. At that point, you have to hope you have people that do to help you get out, because our current our current system and paradigm that we got now doesn't. Look at our vets. We have homeless vets in this country. Like, homeless fucking veterans. There's people who are veterans who aren't even citizens of this country, and they fight for our country. Or at least fight for the establishment narrative that they probably don't realize they're fighting for. But they still do it because, you know, for whatever reasons, because they feel like, hey, this is a better opportunity for me, or whatever. You know, whatever reason they have. Oh, because it helps me get to college. Oh, it helps me actually become a citizen because I want to. Or for whatever reason. And when a lot of these vets come back and are done, and they become fucking homeless, give me a fucking break. This country doesn't give at least the established system doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't care. This is why I am opposed to capitalist, because it doesn't fucking work. And I do get shit for it, you know, from my friends too even. And you know what? Whatever. To me, I just see it as a totally different structured system. Capitalism, I mean. It's a totally different beast to what most people naively think. Like, it's something that is inherently destructive. And like the homeless In LA, rising, and especially in LA County, rising 12%, and then 23% in California altogether. That should be proof. That should be some evidence to prove that. Which is why social democracies need their safety nets, because if they kept their capitalistic system without it, they'd all be like us. That's why they need their basic little milquetoast safety nets, which, by the way, I want to be way further, which is why I got my post-capitalistic philosophy as I do, because I don't trust a system, even if it curbs it to some extent, to do, to keep it in line. Because how capitalism works, it always will find a way to bypass any loophole, and to bypass any law, and to undermine any chance it can. So that's why we need to move past this inherently corrupt idea and system. I like how this whole thing on the homeless in the U.S. became an anti-capitalist tirade, but whatever. Whatever. I don't care. It is what it is, right? I mean, I wasn't even meaning to go on this rant anyway. I meant to move on like 10 minutes ago. But also, like I said, I could go on. I could make this entire take on that one issue alone. But I'm not. I won't. I am now done. I'm actually going to now take a hit. So, actually, if anything, I thought that rant was better than the one I did last time, because I was a little, low energy. So, if anything, this one turned out better already. So, it's sweet. I honestly prefer that. Whoa, nutty. Tokes. All right. Next story, shall we? This one's actually a little bit of a twofer, because it's on bans. But first, let's start with one that actually kind of subsequently, I think, kind of relates. I'm not playing the video. I just want this. So, to be honest, I don't know what source it is, because Kyle did not put it down here. The little cunt. Oops. Oops. Ah! Damn it! Verdommt! There we go. But, yeah, he didn't put the source because I wanted the article itself, but anyway, here's what this little snippet says, which is, I think, is the important part. It actually is extremely infuriating. Today, my team, quote by somebody, I don't know who or care. Today, my team received a call from the Democratic National Committee letting us know that they will not host a climate debate. Let's just pause for a second. They're not going to host a climate debate? I got news for you, you bitches. Our planet is sort of working against us right now. The stratosphere cumulus clouds? The ones that are super high up, those very thin-ass looking ones at the very top? Those may disappear given 100 years, give or take. And if those do, temperatures are going to rise. The ice, in the Arctic and the Antarctic, that reflects sunlight. And you want to know what that does? It keeps the Earth a little bit cooler. But with heat rising, like I was mentioning earlier, that melts away. It melts away. So, the Earth heats up more. The acidity in the oceans causes a lot of ecosystems in our oceans all over the world to start collapsing. So we're seeing oceanic environmental collapses. The coral reefs are being bleached to the point that coral reef ecosystems are collapsed. Burps. Half of the coral reef
off of Australia is dead and gone. Like, are you fucking kidding me? We're not going to host the climate debate even though our Earth is literally having environmental collapses. Our system's a joke. Our entire system is a fucking joke. Oh. I should be hearing this from the RNC. But at least they're open and honest enough to say, oh, we're going to do a debate, but we're going to say it don't exist. Try that, you liberal. But the DNC? They don't even want to talk about it. They don't even want to talk about it. They want to undermine it and sweep it under the rug because they know it undermines their agenda and their narrative. And this goes for the whole establishment narrative because that's why the RSC says the same shit too of how it doesn't exist and they're in denial because they're cahoots with the fossil fuel industry. It's fucking easy. Why do you think Joe Manchin takes so much money from the coal industry and lobbyists from the fossil fuel industry, like from coal? Why do you think natural gas is still being used in the Northwest even though, we're still progressive and, so helpful to the environment? Because the fossil fuel industry owns this country. They own it. And they own every single goddamn politician in office. Just look at Open Secrets. Oh, they might not directly show it there, but down the line, you'll see it. Maybe they might, within their cabinets, with certain people, they might not have it directly, but they have someone who used to work in the fossil fuel industry in there, guaranteed. This is the state of our system, where they try to undermine all the actual fucking issues. Climate change, healthcare, the homeless crisis, and the housing crisis that is mixed in with that. Oh boy. This country's in for a rude fucking awakening. It is. I tell you what. Well, that's just pretty much that. So YouTube just banned supremacist content, and thousands of channels are about to be removed. Welcome, cable tube. Goodbye, YouTube. So YouTube is changing its community guidelines to ban videos promoting the superiority of any group as a justification for discrimination of others based on their age, gender, race, caste, religion, sexual orientation, or veteran status, the company said today. The move will result in removal of all videos promoting Nazism and other discriminatory ideologies. This is a very broad consensus here. Is expected to result in removal of thousands of channels across YouTube. Yeah. What oh, man. Does anyone remember back in the day in, 2006 when YouTube even used to have broadcast yourself in its name? It used to say, you know what, I have the YouTube homepage here, it's saying, oh, God, it looks so disgusting! But do y'all remember back when over here in this corner, this used to be YouTube broadcast yourself? It's not even there anymore. It's just a stupid little play button bullshit. I have premium because I give them money for some retarded reason. And this is the result. This is the result of it now. Look at it. Beautiful. What is this? Get out of here. I don't even know what you are, but I'm not interested. Fuck off. I mean, that looks kind of cute, so I'll keep that. But, this is the state of YouTube now. Are we kidding ourselves? Let's just take this back to the first apocalypse. What was that? 2015? 4 years ago? Something like that? This is a timeline. And this is structured. They're doing this one step at a time because they know they can get away with it if they did it one step at a time. And look at it. They are. They have been. So this is all brought up because of the whole some Vox bullshit about Carlos Maza and Steven Crowder. I don't give a fuck about that. It's precedent that this has set. And this is just, for me, really concerning because, like, as much as I hate people like, Steven Crowder, for example, that guy's a piece of shit and a scum fuck. Fuck him. Fuck him. But you know what? I ain't gonna stop him from doing his little Louder with Crowder show. I ain't gonna stop him from making it and doing it, broadcasting it. It's the point of it. In fact, I should have screen capped it. You know what? Let me see if I can do that really quick. I'm gonna alternate some shit. I'm gonna do some shit. Where's La Twitter? Because I actually was talking about this in some DMs in my group chat with some of you guys, actually. But I wanted to, where is it? Where the fuck do I go? Right here? Yeah, right here. What is this even going? What is everybody even talking about now in here? I don't even know. Where did I mention it at? It was a while back, I think. Where was it? Oh, is this? Oh, here it is. I found it. Here, I'll just copy it. Actually, I'll just read it out loud. So here's what I said. For those who make a living doing that, just given takes in being an internet speaker, it's critical that they have an income doing so, or else they couldn't. Which for me, if they can't speak freely with or without income, is a concern for me. Concern for free speech, by the way. If people can do it without one, like I do, cool. But some do, and many of them I do, enjoy listening to. Some I despise. Regardless, they got a right to speak. When it comes to income, I think is a separate thing a bit. Because there's other opinions of obtaining income, other options of retaining income. My bad. Patreon, PayPal, etc. And for me, that boosts it. Because if people simply don't like your speech, you won't get a lot of people financially supporting you. Not necessarily. I don't necessarily disagree to another point someone else is making, but won't say it. Though it's still a lot for me, even though for those trying to make an attempt at talking podcasting, given takes on source of income. However, they may structure themselves at doing so. Why should I especially trust YouTube in deciding who and who doesn't qualify for monetization? And that's the peak of my argument, essentially. Why should I especially trust YouTube? Why should I trust you, YouTube, to decide what channels are supremacist or not? Because there are out there, yes. But guess what? There's some that talk about them, debunk them, or even interview them to just try to see what their perspective is, that aren't that. And your algorithms are going to mislabel them as such and remove them. And there's a lot of people that do talk about the motherfuckers who are legitimate supremacists. And you know what? They are motherfuckers. Fuck them. Anyway, from what I said here, their policies have always been dog shit on this issue for years, and it's just another nail on their own coffin, a big one at that, too. It basically assures that I'll never get chump change I could have gotten to use here and there, which ain't a big deal. I knew that going into YouTube, that ain't feasible. You just basically going to slowly go bye-bye. Hello, cable tube. Goodbye, YouTube. At the end of the day, the big course funneling the main narrative down everyone's throats is transitioning that to YouTube, slowly but surely. And I still agree with that consensus because that was just the other day. But that's what's happening. YouTube has become corporatized and is slowly but surely becoming that becoming a new cable, a new Netflix, or some other dog shit. God. Ugh. Ugh. Man, what the fuck? I mean, well, that's about it for stories. So, oh man, jeez. Crow uses bait to lure out some fish. Damn, son. That's pretty interesting. I'm just browsing Tumblr now because fucking not Tumblr, Twitter. Yes, yes, it's uh, 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 Spaceballs references. Oh my god. Good, goodness gracious. It's oh, that crane fly that's just dead over there. Oh, yeah. I don't know what's up with that. I'm gonna remove. It's not. I thought it was. There's a great fly on the loose. Oh shit. No? What just happened? Whoa. Well, I think we'll wrap it up now because something's going on. So, tune in next time for another IGNARIST take as this shit happens. But anyway, rage out, everybody. And deuces. Deuces.